Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are really excited for our session where we'll be showcasing our key insights from the Microsoft Ignite conference that just wrapped in Chicago this year.
Our topic today is unlocking innovation, key insights from the Microsoft Ignite conference. As Maria mentioned, this happened a few short weeks ago. So I will be getting us started with our presenters. So today we have Zach. Zach is a partner overseeing Citrin Cooperman's Microsoft consulting practices and has been with the firm for over 12 years. His passion lies in all things Microsoft Cloud, but specifically security, compliance, governance, and infrastructure. Derek, a man who needs no introduction because he's super humble and didn't write one, but I will say a genius for Microsoft products such as Power Platform and Copilot. Josh, a director for our modern work practice at Citrin Cooperman, and has been implementing and delivering modern work solutions going on 15 plus years. He's extremely excited to see the next growth in Microsoft, especially for their modern work experience. Maria, who we've met, is one of our talented senior sales team members, and myself, I oversee a team who focus on delivering Microsoft Cloud solutions, which allow IT departments and in turn organizations to run smoothly and securely while putting smiles on CFOs' faces when they realize the cost benefits of consolidating onto Microsoft. With that, let's get started. The agenda. We're going to have a high-level overview talking about Microsoft Ignite, Microsoft's largest in-person conference, key highlights from that the team has as takeaways, and a quick Q&A session towards the end. Today, we're excited to review some of those groundbreaking announcements from Microsoft Ignite that was just held in Chicago. We've condensed hundreds of sessions to showcase some top highlights our team observed. This is a 10,000-foot view, which will be expanded upon during our presentation. To start us off, Copilot, the UI for AI. Copilot is your gateway to AI, making information accessible and actionable. With Business Chat, everyone can leverage AI to enhance productivity and collaboration. Imagine agents tailored for every job and role, streamlining tasks and boosting efficiency. For instance, SharePoint agents can automate content management, making it easier to find and share information. 2025, the year of the AI agent. This year, AI agents are set to dominate, and Microsoft tools make it easy to harness their potential. The first step is getting your data in order to support generative AI and machine learning. Clean, well-organized data is the foundation for effective AI solutions. Consolidated security platform. Security is paramount, and Microsoft's consolidated platform leverages AI to protect against business email compromise, also known as BEC. Many of you are already benefiting from these services, ensuring your digital estate is secure from chip to cloud, but there is more to talk about. Windows 10 end of life and Windows 11 upgrade. With the end of life for Windows 10 approaching, there's an urgency to upgrade Windows 11. This upgrade not only enhances security, but also integrates seamlessly with the rest of Microsoft 365, providing robust protection across your digital estate while improving productivity. In summary, leveraging AI through Microsoft tools can transform your business operations, enhance security, and prepare you for the future. Let's embrace these innovations and drive forward together. Quick plug, join us at Microsoft Ignite 2025, announced to take place next November in San Francisco. I'll start off with Josh.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris, for that great intro of the topics that we're going to cover today on our call. Copilot agents, probably one of the most exciting things that at least I heard at Ignite. Really got me going from a technical perspective, but also an end user perspective of how to leverage Copilot and the AI tools that Microsoft is really bringing to the forefront for employee efficiency and just day-to-day excellence in how you work. Go to the next slide there, Chris. Copilot is the UI for AI. Copilot serves as that new user interface for AI. I know we've all kind of dabbled in the AI pool a little bit, but Copilot really takes that into one bucket and seamlessly integrates web data, work data, and your business processes to break down the silos that we feel between different work artifacts and to enhance our collaboration and productivity across our Microsoft 365 apps. Let me go to the next slide, Chris. The benefits of using Copilot agents, enhance productivity and efficiency. One of the things that we've seen within our organization is the ability to do those mundane tasks with Copilot and agents. Copilot agents take on those mundane, repetitive tasks, freeing up your time to focus on your more strategic and creative endeavors. It's your ability to automate routine daily activities such as data entry, scheduling, report generation. These agents that you can create help you accomplish more in less time. It also improves that accuracy and consistency in those tasks. Human error, we're all human, we all make mistakes, but with Copilot agents and using the back end and the algorithms for that data processing capabilities, ensure a higher degree of accuracy and consistency in your work across everything that you do. This reliability is particularly valuable in fields where you require meticulous attention to detail, such as research, customer support, and project management. Then speaking of that personalized assistant, tailored to your individual needs as a user, those Copilot agents provide personalized assistance, offering suggestions and solutions that are most relevant to your tasks. This tailored approach enhances the overall user experience at making it more intuitive and less cumbersome with those things. User created agents for personalized productivity. So if you have a task that you're doing on a day-to-day basis using data within your OneDrive or a SharePoint site, you can create an agent to help you automate that process. The security and access is grounded, and when I say grounded, it's placed within your M365 permissions. So you are not going to see anything that you don't have access to. You don't have the ability to read CEO's emails or look at HR files that you do not have access to. So that's one thing that of top of mind coming out of Ignite is that security forefront. Security is a part of everything, and Chris and team will talk a little bit more about that later. Let me go on to the next slide there. So one of the things I'm really super excited about is Copilot agents in SharePoint, using information directly from a site, a library, or just a specific document. You can build an agent around that content. And again, those permissions are carried through from your SharePoint permissions. So as long as your permissions are set in a way that restrict access to restrictable access content, and the public consumable content is available through your SharePoint permissions, you'll have access to that data within that Copilot agent that you create in SharePoint. Now, the other wonderful thing that Derek's going to talk about here in a second is these can also be expanded within Copilot Studio. You get some out-of-the-box functionality with these Copilot agents, but then you can extend that capability to third-party tools, to other connectors, and other data sources to really enhance that agent experience within SharePoint and across your team. And now I will pass it over to Derek.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Josh. That was fantastic. So I'm going to pick up right where Josh left off. So we talked about Copilot agents. I'm going to talk about the biggest announcement, in my opinion, at Ignite was this new platform that Microsoft is released called Azure AI Foundry and the age of agentic apps. So next slide, please. So what is significant about this? So Microsoft is basically reinforcing that they are all in on AI, and they're giving us a full stack platform for developing AI experiences. So this is a pivotal moment because I think in 2024 we all got a taste for what AI could mean. We were introduced to some experiences that might have some connection to our data. Certainly Copilot was a first gigantic step. But Josh talked a lot about M365 data and the mundane. And this is really an investment and demonstration that we're going beyond just the mundane and our core Microsoft data. And I'm calling 2025 a time for action, right? It's not the Wild West anymore. There's maturity to AI processes. There's maturity to the set of tools that are made available to us. And I think the expectations and business outcomes that we can expect are going to shift rapidly. Next slide, please. So what does 2025 look like, especially compared to 2024? So every business process will be infused with AI. It's not going to be a novelty. It's going to be an expectation. Every app will be an AI app, right? It's not, let's add some AI functionality into it. It's going to be part of the fabric of our entire business application lifecycle. So another important point, this idea of autonomous agents, right? So our experience with AI will go beyond chat. So we've all used ChatGPT, we've all used Copilot. We enter a prompt, we get a response. But now the world is going to shift, and these agents are going to do things for us behind the scenes without us prompting it to. So, an example is if I need to take a look at all of the emails that I've sent out to people on my team that haven't received a response, I don't want to come into Copilot or my AI agent and type that every day, copy and paste the content, send it to my team. I just want to set up an autonomous agent that will know what I want it to do, put it on a schedule, it will get the results, it will perform the task for me, and it will just be another part of my workflow, all driven by AI. And this is another point, right? The clear data strategy, and this is going to be my plug for Microsoft Fabric. So Chris alluded to this in his intro, but AI, like any technology, is going to be as good as the data that you feed it, right? And this isn't just first-party M365 data. This is the data that you have in your databases today. What's in your ERP system, your HR applications, and how do we bring all of that together in a normalized way that a large language model like Copilot, ChatGPT can understand? And that's why the announcement of the synergy between Fabric, Microsoft's platform for analytics and data, and Azure AI Foundry, the platform for developing AI experiences, coming together is extremely, extremely significant, because we're going to spend a lot of time using Fabric and tools like Fabric to organize our data, and then we're going to have the perfect platform to feed that data into to create these AI experiences, well beyond what we've seen so far with Copilot. Next slide, please. So I think there's definitely a sense of feeling a little bit overwhelmed. So how do you get started, right? If you feel like you're behind the 8 ball and you want to dip your toe into the water, recommendation is start small, right? Don't try to boil the ocean on day one, right? And that starts with identifying use cases, right? So it doesn't, again, need to be the panacea that's going to solve all of your business problems, but find something that you understand AI can be an assistant with. So, we have a client in the travel industry, right? They are responsible for booking trips for their clients across the globe. And when they're creating an itinerary, it's important to them that they create a nice personalized intro, and it's going to have information relevant to the location they're going, the history that they've had with this client. Perfect example, right? We're not boiling the ocean here. We started with a use case. This is where AI Foundry comes into play. So we could leverage all of that data. So you've got your use case, then you think about what data do I need to drive this experience? So that goes into the Fabric portion of this, right? Making sure you've got the data to drive the outcome you're looking for. Next step, design your app. What is the experience that you want to create? So in my example, the use case that I just shared, right? The app is a travel agent going to create an itinerary for a customer, right? So they're using a Dataverse application. They're going to have an agent-like bot that they're going to ask the question to within their app. It's going to feed them the data, and it will drive the outcome that they're looking for. So just want to think about the how, right? So we've got the use case. We're preparing our data. How are we going to interact with this? And then really this happens at the beginning and the end, right? Understanding what success looks like and set realistic expectations. I think that there was an expectation curve when this new technology first came out, that we had these really high expectations, then we were a little bit let down. As this tech is maturing, I think we could start to elevate our expectations, but it's important to understand what a successful outcome looks like. And again, we said start small. This is where you get into that waterfall life cycle of iterate, repeat, iterate, repeat. It's going to start with one process. It will get sticky. You will love this technology, and you'll once you've got that first use case under your belt, I think you'll find that the second, third, and 100th will follow suit. So, I guess in conclusion, just a really exciting time to be working with AI. Microsoft's platform is offering the full set of tools that you'll need to really leverage this. So I'm going to hand it off at this point, but yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Derek and Josh. Yeah, it sounds like what Microsoft is really trying to do is provide a nice, almost software as a service type wrapper on the ability to build custom AI solutions to make it a lot easier to adopt and leverage. And I think that harkens back to the point that you made, Derek, around the maturity, right, of the platforms, which is exciting. It's great for us as consultants. It's great for everyone in their organizations who either want to build these or bring in expertise in order to build AI into their apps and their business processes. So let's jump into security, because as Microsoft laid out their current year's plans right after AI, which I think were in the top 2 or 3 spots, came security as a key focus. Next slide, please. So right now we're all juggling all sorts of security services and tools, and what it usually means is that we're taking a fragmented approach, and that can make it difficult to do things like keep our security posture solid, report on how effective those services and tools and platforms are actually operating, and it generally makes it a little bit harder to react quickly and effectively when we are faced with attacks and compromises. And every single time we have this conversation, we have to talk about the fact that it's not if, but when you or your organization will be breached, or there'll be an attempted attack, or certainly you as an individual will receive some kind of phishing email or social engineering based attack. But I think the good news is that, like you can see on the slide here, Microsoft does have and offer a comprehensive suite of security platforms and services. They're all rolled into this consolidated platform. And so it covers key areas like endpoint protection, cloud security, threat intelligence, attack surface reduction. And yeah, I'm probably a little bit biased toward Microsoft, but the market does happen to agree with me, or maybe it's the other way around. But Microsoft Defender for Endpoint currently holds the largest share in the endpoint security market. And while endpoint protection is just a part of this platform, it is a very, very important piece protecting end user workstations. So what happened at Ignite this year around security and email security in particular? Well, we learned what really sets Microsoft's offerings apart, and it's the advanced AI capabilities. It's probably not a huge shocker. Things like Security Copilot and other baked-in AI goodness that really let these services and let us do more with less. We're shifting more of the heavy lifting to the services. So we know that we need to have a comprehensive security platform because the cyber criminals are getting more sophisticated. They're using sneakier tactics to manipulate people and gain unauthorized access to our sensitive information. And we also know that the cyber attacks are most effective when they seamlessly blend in with your routine business interactions, which really allows them to remain undetected, which is kind of the worst of all worlds. And I know you're probably asking yourself right now, Zach, I really would love to hear about what Microsoft actually announced. We're almost there. But here's the thing. There's been notable activity involving these bad actors using generative AI to craft convincing emails for business email compromise and phishing schemes. So it appears that every new technology like generative AI and Copilot that are designed to enhance our lives and help us do our jobs, simultaneously are offering opportunities for the attackers as well. So I don't know, I guess maybe we can't have nice things. So before, phishing emails were often poorly constructed. We've all seen these. There's obvious indicators like spelling mistakes, grammatical errors, but now with the advent of Copilot and generative AI, these messages can now be highly refined and sophisticated. So it truly does mark this new era of social engineering where attackers can employ these more advanced tactics, draft emails that so closely resemble legitimate communications, all just leading to faster and more challenging to detect attacks. Next slide, please. So imagine that you work in the accounting department, you receive an email from an employee asking to update their direct deposit information before the upcoming payroll in a few days. The email is well written. It even matches the style and tone of other emails sent throughout your organization. And you also know that this email recently got married. So you send them the form to fill out and they respond with everything completed quickly, and you make the changes. But a week later, that employee calls you frantically because they didn't receive their paycheck in their bank account. So in part to address this evolving landscape of cyber threats, Microsoft has developed a new threat classification technology, and it leverages the same large language models that we use for Copilot and other generative AI tools, and it automatically detects phishing and social engineering attacks through something that Microsoft is calling intent analysis. So when we consider the scenario of these attackers using Gen AI combined with automated platforms to create these illegitimate messages on a large scale, targeting all of your users, hundreds or thousands of users, we know that we need more capable email security solutions. And if you use the Microsoft solution, Microsoft Defender for Office 365, those emails pass through and are subject to multiple layers of filtering and security technologies. And so this year at Ignite, Microsoft announced to us the addition of this robust AI-driven layer to the stack. And so this latest enhancement employs AI-powered intent analysis for the detection of business email compromise. So it can effectively identify these Gen AI-based attacks that are designed around socially engineering our victims and employees using text-based payloads, right? The stuff that we commonly kind of see coming through as text-based emails. Next slide, please. So Microsoft shared with us that this intent analysis can do things like picking out phrases that create urgency. They can identify requests for sensitive information, amongst other things. But really what the large language model and the Gen AI is allowing this security layer to do is correlate all of that to accurately identify if a message is attempting to manipulate a victim, for example, to perpetuate payroll fraud, like in the example I shared before, impersonate someone known to the victim, request the purchase of gift cards, which I know we've all probably seen multiple times, and more. You can see other detection examples at the bottom of the slide, and Microsoft is planning to expand this pretty significantly. And so additionally, the technology also links to a threat classification to identify who in the organization is being targeted and how, so that we can have a quicker response across the organization and also provide better protection against future attacks if we see a similar pattern emerging. So humans are often the weakest link in cybersecurity, which I think makes this type of next generation business email compromise protection essential to preventing costly phishing attacks and breaches. Look, the bad actors are always a step ahead, but if they're going to use Gen AI, Microsoft is going to use Gen AI to try and prevent and kind of at least stay as close as possible to them. So I'll wrap up here just by saying that Defender for Office 365, which we affectionately refer to as MDO, is an extremely cost-effective solution. It's bundled in a lot of Microsoft's licensing, like Microsoft 365 Business Premium and Microsoft 365 E5. So you might already be paying for the service and not leveraging it, or not leveraging it to its full extent. And I think even better, deploying it is quick. It's usually just a handful of hours, really giving you a solid email security solution that's also integrated out of the box with all the other Microsoft Cloud security services and tools that we looked at just a few minutes ago. So to continue kind of the security discussion, I'm going to pass off to Chris to talk about chip to cloud and Windows 11 upgrade.
Thank you, Zach. Yes, favorite topic of mine, out of support software. Let's get into it. All right, so Microsoft at Ignite reiterated in many sessions that Windows 10 is quickly approaching its end of life with a firmly communicated date of October 14th, 2025. Now, as Zach was mentioning, right, these outside attackers are looking for loopholes. So unsupported operating systems do not receive critical patches to close those security loopholes, which attackers use as a vector to compromise businesses. Security concerns aside, Windows 11 has been shipping since October of 2021. A large number of Windows 10 devices in your organization may indicate that your fleet is outdated, leading to a decrease in employee productivity as older hardware will eventually struggle keeping up with modern software demands. Windows 11 is the answer for both security and productivity purposes. Let's dive deeper. Today, we'll explore how Windows 11 is designed to be the most secure operating system to date while enhancing business productivity. Two key points that Microsoft again reiterated repeatedly in Chicago. As technology evolves, especially AI, so do cyber threats. With 74% of breaches due to human error and 50% from credential theft, security is more critical than ever. How do they get these numbers? They analyze 65 trillion signals every day. As a market leader in numerous categories, they have the data to make the most secure products available. This data helped them build Windows 11. Windows 11 is built on the principle of security by design and default. This refers to the approach of embedding security measures into the core architecture and default settings from the very beginning. It means that Windows 11 is designed with robust security protocols and configurations that are automatically enabled, requiring minimal user intervention. This ensures that security features are not overlooked or disabled, providing a strong, consistent defense against potential threats. Windows 11 offers out-of-the-box features like credential safeguards, malware shields, and application protection. This has led to a 58% drop in security incidents, as reported by Microsoft customers, again, using those 65 trillion signals. The integration of hardware and software in Windows 11, such as TPM 2.0 and biometric sign-ins, ensures that robust protection is available throughout your organization. Despite its advanced security features, Windows 11 does not compromise on performance. Businesses have reported that they have increased productivity through the use of these tools, and it has enabled better collaboration and communication within organizational teams. The ability to create multiple virtual desktops allows users to separate workspaces for different tasks, reducing clutter and improving focus. The ability to create with built-in security features, businesses spend less time dealing with security incidents and more time just getting people to work. The redesigned interface is more intuitive, making it easier for employees to navigate and use the system efficiently. And yes, Copilot is built in. Windows 11 is not just about security, it's about enabling businesses to thrive securely and efficiently in a modern hybrid work environment. Let's keep going. Windows 11, on this busy slide, again, we won't be able to go through all of this today, but Windows 11 and chip-to-cloud security are critically important for organizations that rely on Microsoft 365. Here's why. Enhanced security. Windows 11 offers advanced security features that are built into the hardware and software, providing a higher level of protection against modern threats. This is crucial for organizations using Microsoft 365 as it ensures that data and applications are secure from the device level to the cloud. Hybrid work support. With hybrid work, employees are accessing company resources from various locations and devices. Windows 11's chip-to-cloud security helps protect these endpoints, ensuring that only trusted devices can access sensitive information. A very key point there. Seamless integration. Windows 11 is designed to work seamlessly with Microsoft 365, enhancing productivity and collaboration. Features like Windows Hello and Microsoft Entra ID, formerly Azure Active Directory, provide secure passwordless access to Microsoft 365 apps and services when configured properly. Future-proofing. Upgrading to Windows 11 helps organizations stay ahead of security threats and compliance requirements. It also ensures compatibility with the latest Microsoft 365 features and updates, providing a more robust and future-proof IT environment. By adopting Windows 11, you can ensure a smooth transition and enhance security across your entire IT infrastructure, all the way from the chip to cloud, reducing attack surfaces while maximizing productivity for employees. So that leads us to the next question, which is, do you have a plan of attack? The strategy that Microsoft highlighted during Ignite, and one that we tell all of our clients, is to ensure all your devices are secure and up to date. So do you have a strategy? Don't wait until it's too late. Preferred approach. Upgrade existing devices to Windows 11 using Microsoft Intune. Cloud-managed endpoints make this task quite simple relative to legacy methods. The next step, refresh devices that don't meet the minimum requirements for Windows 11. This keeps your hardware current and capable. Budget considerations. If you're upgrading or refreshing all devices and you can't because it's just too much and it exceeds your budget, consider Windows 365. It's a flexible subscription-based solution that provides a full Windows experience on virtually any device, which means you may be able to reuse your legacy hardware while still staying secure. It's also a long-term solution. Windows 365 isn't just a capital-friendly option, it's also scalable, long-term solution that ensures productivity and security from anywhere. We don't have time to dive deep into this topic, but connect with us if you want more information. A last resort is purchasing extended security updates. These are called ESUs, and it's our least favorable option. It's expensive and should be reserved for mission-critical systems that can't be upgraded or refreshed. In summary, your plan should prioritize upgrading to Windows 11 and refreshing devices. If budget constraints arise, Windows 365 is a fully capable alternative that many organizations use as a part of a productive fleet strategy. ESUs are a last resort. Take action now to keep your system secure and up to date well before this coming fall. With that, I'm going to pass to Maria.
Thank you so much, Chris. Really appreciate all of that. Chris, Josh, Derek, and Zach, really appreciate all of the knowledge you've all laid on us in just 30 minutes today. As Josh mentioned earlier, Microsoft has designed these specialized AI assistants called Copilot agents to help enhance your experience with Copilot by working alongside you day to day, providing you with insights to help with decision-making, offer suggestions, or even automate mindless tasks that you don't even have to be worrying about, allowing you and your team to work smarter instead of harder. Whether it's a Copilot agent designed exclusively for you as an individual or an agent available to the team organization-wide, security and role-based permissions will always remain at the forefront of Microsoft's innovations in AI. A great place to start for what Josh had mentioned, if you want to looking to leverage Copilot today and Copilot agents, is using Copilot agents with SharePoint. Josh highlighted some really great areas where Copilot agents in SharePoint can be applied to your organization this very day today. Me personally, I love Derek's recap on the new advancements with the creation of Microsoft AI Foundry. I'm very excited to learn that Microsoft AI Foundry is here. This is a new tool available to all of us to simplify our ability to create and deploy these new AI tools. Taking that to the next level with the announcement of Microsoft AI Foundry integration to Microsoft Fabric, which if you guys are not leveraging that today, it's Microsoft's analytic platform. So now we're going to have an ability to seamlessly create new AI tools with this integration to allow you to interact with your data on a whole new level. However, all of this would not be possible without first ensuring your data is in ideal state to add on this new layer of modern technology. Our team can support you in ensuring you are prepared to incorporate AI into your organization today. And with Zach's recap, speaking of Microsoft's focus on security, Zach reminded us that email phishing security breaches are not a matter of if, but when in this modern world that we're living in today. But thankfully, Microsoft is way ahead of the game with recent advancements they've made for us to help us automatically detect these new types of email threats. Zach explained that Microsoft is adding a new AI-driven layer to its security protocol to help automatically detect these new types of email phishing attempts, and most importantly, keep them from breaching your systems. To close us out, Chris talked in depth about the upcoming Windows 10 to Windows 11 transition, what this will mean for your business, including being at the end of support with Microsoft and all of the security risks that you need to keep top of mind with that transition, with that end of life of support, if you are considering not upgrading to Windows 11, which would not be our suggestion. So we hope that you found all of these recent announcements and advancements from Microsoft helpful. If you are interested in learning more about how Copilot can fit into your business, today, please go ahead and scan. If you could just guys move to the next slide. Scan this QR code on your screen right now to connect with us immediately and have a personalized consultation around your Copilot readiness. And of course, we hope to see you in person in San Francisco at Microsoft Ignite 2025 on November 17th. Mark your calendars, please. And now we'll take some Q&A from the audience. We have a ton of questions coming in. So we'll start with, this one's for the entire team. Do I have to rebuild or make updates to Teams or SharePoint sites that I already have in order to use Copilot agents? Fortunately, would love to have the team just kind of take this one up.
Yep. Currently, no. Once they become available in your tenant, you can create those agents pretty straight away. The big thing to keep in mind is the security of where you're pulling the data from, making sure that if you're creating an HR agent, that the HR content you are sourcing is not confidential in nature and shouldn't be publicly consumed, so that it doesn't allow for that information to be sourced by the agent. That's one thing just to keep in mind when you go down the agent path.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Josh. Appreciate that. We have another question from the audience. I use Microsoft 365 for email security today, and it lets phishing emails through sometimes. Are there alternatives or ways to improve email protection?
Yeah, I can take that. It's a great point and a fair point. You know, Mimecast, Barracuda, Microsoft, right? None of these solutions block 100% of attacks. Like I said, the cyber attackers are always ahead of us, unfortunately. But I do think that, you know, leveraging the tools that have AI built in is a way to stay ahead of the curve. Also, targeting kind of that weakest link, the human element, is important through training. So make sure that your email security platform also includes the ability to run the attack simulation campaigns, the phishing simulation campaigns, so that you can measure where your user base is in terms of being able to protect themselves and identify attacks, and then make sure that your platform also has the ability to dole out and assign training that users can take and importantly attest to have taken, so that you can report on that and identify if there's common trends, areas that need additional training, or more commonly users who need a little bit of maybe white glove help and training to ensure that they're not falling victim. And I'll just kind of wrap up, you know, by saying that email security is really important in the broader sense of your entire kind of digital estate's security. It's defense in depth. I think Chris talked about that a little bit, and kind of security by default. So putting all of your money into email security and none of your effort into endpoint security or a SIM to take in all of the logs and correlate them and give you automated alerts and things is not going to be a good approach. You really need to have a consolidated approach that ties the signal together from the email that comes in the front door to the user that clicks it, to the machine that they're on, to the data in the cloud that it's accessing. It's a vast web. And so if you can use a system that consolidates all of that signal, you're going to put yourself in the best position to be able to react and protect yourself.
Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate all of that. On that note, we hope to see you in person for next year's Microsoft Ignite in San Francisco on November 17th. Mark your calendars, like I said. This is our session for today. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.